Summer is here and the listings are moving. Right now, there are over 20 properties in the UP, 5 acres or more, all under 75,000. When we bought our property in the UP, there was a trail running right through it. No gate, no signs, nothing blocking it. We gated it pretty much right away, honestly, just because we wanted our privacy. And no kidding, we were here 5 minutes and a four-wheeler came through the trail. That was our first clue we needed to gate this. What I didn't fully realize at the time was that the trail could have become a serious legal problem if someone had been using it long enough and we never blocked access. Michigan's 15-year rule could have caused us some major headaches. We got lucky, but a lot of buyers aren't that lucky, and most don't even know about this rule until it's too late. Today, I'm breaking down exactly what it is and what to check before you buy. The 15-year rule is Michigan's version of a prescriptive easement. Here's the simple version. If someone has been openly using a trail, road, or path on your land for 15 years continuously without permission and without anyone stopping them, a court can give them the legal right to keep using it. It's basically squatters' rights, but for roads and trails. Here's what catches most buyers off guard. In Michigan, that 15-year clock does not reset when the property sells. So, if the neighbor has been crossing your parcel for 12 years before you buy it, they only need 3 more years after you close on it to have a potential claim. You inherited that clock, you just didn't know it. In the UP, this comes up a lot. Old logging roads, two tracks, ORV trails, snowmobile routes. Many of these cross private property and have been used for decades. Sellers don't always disclose it. Agents don't always know, and buyers don't always think to ask. So let me run through a scenario. A buyer purchases 10 acres. They pay cash, so they don't need a survey for the mortgage company. Everything looks good on paper. The first thing they do after closing is start fencing off the property. They're running a fence along the driveway when a neighbor pulls up and says, "Hey, that's my road. I've been using it over 15 years to reach my back field. You're not fencing me out." Nothing in the listing flagged this. No survey was done, and now they're in dispute before they've even spent a single night on the property. Here's another scenario. A couple buys 20 acres. It's remote, private, exactly what they wanted. What they missed on the aerial view was the trail cutting across the back corner. Come winter, snowmobiles every weekend. They try to block it off and find out locals have been running that trail for over 20 years. And it's actually listed on ORV maps and has been listed forever. The previous owner never said a word. Now they're looking at a legal fight they never saw coming. Here's another scenario. A buyer picks up a wooded parcel with an old two-track running through it. Figured it was just an old logging road that now they own, it's on their land. A few months later, a timber company shows up with equipment. Turns out that that road has been used to access the neighboring timberland for over 15 years. They have documentation proving this. The buyer can't stop them from using the road. That road is crossing their property whether they like it or not. So what do you actually do about it? Here's what I check. Look at the aerial imagery before you visit. Pull up the satellite view and look for trails. Two tracks, worn paths. They're not always labeled neatly like this and may just look like a driveway or something. Always check this. If you see something, find out what it is and who is using it. You can also ask the realtor directly. Are there any trails, roads, or paths on this property that would be used by neighbors, snowmobilers, ORV riders, or anyone? Ask it straight out and get the answer in writing if you can. Talk to neighbors. Drive the area before you close. Talk to people nearby. Ask how long they've been there and what the area is like. You'll hear things the listing never tells you. You may even ask specifically about trail riding and if there are any trails in the area. Get a survey. A surveyor walks the boundaries and flags anything showing signs of continued use. Ask them to specifically note any paths or access points that could be an issue. This one has saved buyers from some really expensive mistakes. Check the title work carefully. Your title company searches for recorded easements, but prescriptive easements are different. They may not be recorded anywhere because they exist through use, not paperwork. That's what makes them hard to catch. This is exactly why I cover this topic in step 4 of my buying system, research and verify, and why a survey contingency in your offer matters. You want to know what you're dealing with before you close, not after. The 15-year rule is one of those things experienced UP buyers know to check and first-timers almost never think about. It's one of the reasons I built my 9-step system. There's a handful of things just like this that don't show up in listings and can turn in a good deal into a real headache. The full system and 14 printable worksheets are in the description below. If you're serious about buying UP land, that's where I'd start. If this was helpful, please subscribe. I post every week on UP land, real listings, and the stuff most buyers miss. I hope you get out and find your forest, and I'll see you in the next video.